Congrats on winning tonight and winning the contract. How are you feeling right now?
Thank you. I'm feeling good. I feel like I've deserved this, and I was working for it, and now I'm really happy that it worked out.
And obviously, we saw you face adversity tonight. So walk me through that. What was it feeling like when you got knocked down there early, and then obviously at the end?
I don't remember that. When did I get knocked out? No, it was just, I was there the whole time. I wasn't out. I was thinking, all right, this guy, I kind of like, I didn't give him enough respect, and I paid for that. And like me and my team just comes to me after the first round. It was like, all right, like, no more knees, just stick to it, like, change, like, just small details. We just reset, and I knew walking to the second round, I was believing, all right, this is getting done. Like, I know I'm better. And all right, let's fix this tonight.
I'm not sure if you caught it, but Dana White said when they usually see someone with the contract or with the record you had prior into this, where they see, you get those guys out of there early and all that, they're like, oh, well, maybe he hasn't faced much adversity. And so when you saw what you ended up doing tonight, was pleasantly surprised. So, what'd you make of that?
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. I was thinking I was coming here, I'm going to knock him out in the first, within 1 minute. And sometimes, it doesn't go the way you imagine it goes, but you have to have, like, the heart. You have to have something within you. Like, I had in me, when I got dropped, I remember I was thinking to myself, like, oh, this is my dream. Like, this guy just dropped me. I just got knocked down. Everyone's seeing this, and this is my dream. Yeah, it would be so embarrassing to just go back home and just, after, like, losing by a KO or something like this. It was really a scary nightmare, and I was like, no, I gotta I gotta dig deep for this one. I gotta win, and I knew once I'm gonna get him, there's no way. I knew I'm better striker, and even in grappling, he wasn't gonna do anything. He just called me with big shots. He really hits hard. Like, I've never eaten a punch like that. He got a lot of muscle in him, and I've let him to just get that close and land a punch, and I still believe I could have finished him within a minute, but it doesn't work like that. So I'm learning, I'm still young, and I've only debuted last year, and so my pro debut was just last year, and I'm learning about this. Guys here has been professionals for like 7, 8 years, 6 years, and I'm still young, and I'm still new to MMA, and I'm really glad and happy I'm really grateful that this is going this way.
Speaking of learning, I think these are the fights where, fighters learn a lot, going back and forth like that. So I know you're happy for the contract right now. You're in a high, you're going to the UFC and everything. But when you look further beyond winning the contract, do you see perhaps an even more valuable lesson in what just you learned tonight in the cage?
Yeah, definitely I've learned a lot tonight, like it's never been this hard. I don't think I've lost a round in my whole professional career. I think every round I won. Most of them was first round, and the last couple of fights were like, my fifth fight went to the fourth round, and obviously I was winning the whole fight, but I got like submission at the end, and then my last fight was against a more experienced guy, and I faced a little bit of adversity. I got clipped in my eye a little bit, and I couldn't see, but I learned from that, and I was like, all right, like, I gotta dig deep, and I gotta get doing, and I got TKO in the second round. It's similar tonight. I got dropped twice this first round, but also if you look at the whole round, I feel like I dropped him too. I've had some good positioning, and mistakes, and I just learned from my mistakes. That's like a blessing.
I know you just mentioned there, you're a bit on the newer side to mixed martial arts. So what'd you do before MMA?
I did amateur kickboxing, I started from Morocco, and then the last 3 years when I moved to Australia, I've never been pro in kickboxing. I did like 13 or 15 amateur kickboxing fights. It was just like regional, nothing too big. I've never won like a world champion or something, but I've learned a lot from kickboxing experience. I trained for many years without even having a fight. I was just training. I've had a dream, and I just had a vision, and I was watching the UFC since 2019. 2019, 2020, and I was like, this is what I want to be. And I gotta work in my striking, because I think people find that a lot of fun, and they like it. And I'm like, I want to be the most exciting fighter in the world, and like, this is exactly what I did tonight, and this is exactly what I've earned the contract for.
Obviously, you mentioned they're also watching the UFC in 2019-20. I know that's a time where especially Israel Adesanya was very hot, and then you mentioned in the pre-fight that that's someone you look up to. So just what about Izzy? Really sparked the interest for you.
Yeah, because he was in Glory kickboxing, and my dream was to fight in Glory. I thought that was cool, but then he was just in UFC, and like he won the belt, and he's doing all these cool striker things and winning by knockouts. So I was like, well, I just need to learn how to defend the takedown.
Awesome. So obviously we got the UFC contract now. So for you, if perfect scenario for you, when and where would you like to debut?
I have so many thoughts. If you ask me what I really want to do, I want to debut in Abu Dhabi in the next week. But I don't think they're going to let me do that. Maybe UFC Qatar, I would like to do that. If not, 6th December in here again in, I don't know, it's 220, I think, UFC 320. I'm not sure. But if, the best, and also like UFC Sydney in February 1st next year, that would be really amazing because, like I have a lot of, I'm Moroccan, but in the past 3 years, I've gained so many fans in Australia, like so many people in Australia. It's kind of like, it's crazy to have both sides, supporting you, and like, it's just insane, like the Australian people, they treat me like I'm Australian, and Moroccan people, obviously I'm Moroccan. So it's just crazy, and I'm really grateful for this thing in my career, like to have two big countries and following me and like supporting me.
Any guys you want to face, and maybe not necessarily in the debut, but maybe someone you just want to share the cage with further down the line?
In the UFC fights?
Yeah,
someone I want to fight?
Yeah.
Probably John Silva. My last fight was actually against someone who has beaten John Silva by decision, and I've destroyed him in 2 rounds. Like 1.5 round, I just dominated him, and just, there's a level to this, and I think give me 1 year, year and a half, less than 2 years, I think I'll be like top 15.
Last one for me. What's it like representing Morocco and Australia for you?
Sorry?
What's it like representing Morocco and Australia?
I'm proud of it. It's just, I'm honored to have that. So I'm really happy, and I love both sides, There's nothing but, the best thing better than having one country that supports you is having 2 countries. You can't I can't be like, no, that's amazing. Thank you.
Just one, you mentioned that the excitement of just coming in here, you're so young in the game. A lot of fighters that we hear come through, veterans, still get the nerves, still get the butterflies when they're going out there. But I feel like the career is happening so fast and everything just kind of coming at you. Did you have any butterflies or nerves in here, or was it just another exciting rush that's happening for you tonight?
I think that was my mistake. I was coming here being confident, thinking, just another day. I should have given it more respect, give the moment more respect, and more like, all right, this is really big. I keep trying to imagine it. This is crazy. Like, this is for the UFC and all this. But it's just like, I've never faced that much adversity in my fight. So tonight I've learned a big lesson, and moving on, you're gonna see me better and better.
And I want to say it was maybe your fight that Dana was talking about, that he would have loved if there was a crowd out there. How different are you of a fighter if there was thousands of people out there watching? How different of a fighter are you if you're able to perform for fans?
I think that's the kind of fight that Dana gives a fight of the night and performance of the night. That's 100K. So it would definitely be crazy. But also, even it wasn't that many thousands of people tonight, but you heard it was loud, and I could hear people like after that. It was like going crazy, and I was like, wow, this is really good.
And I know it's Las Vegas. It's fight capital of the world. It's the UFC apex, but it's still Las Vegas. Was this still a very special, huge win for you?
In the win, yeah, it was. Yeah, it's just, that's the dream. That's like what I've dreamed about. This is what I've imagined while like thinking, this is what I want to be. This is what I want to go. And then you work so much. You dedicate so much for one moment. Imagine you work 3 years for one moment, or more than 3 years, and then you go through a lot of things, and the moment comes, and you be like, oh, this is happening. Like I don't know how to explain that feeling. Like, people that have experienced this would know what I'm talking about. Like, it's just, I don't know. I don't have the exact one word to express this, but it's just beautiful, and I'm so grateful.
Congrats on the win. To your left, just quick, we're noticing that cut. Is that something that needs stitches, like a 30-day suspension, or what's it?
No, it's not a stitches. It's just a scratch.
And when you mentioned representing these two countries because they're holding you down, can we envision you one day walking out with both of those flags?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, it would be cool.
Awesome stuff, man. We saw the Morocco Devil here. Did I miss anything in the package where he came to support you, Yusuf, or what's going on there?
Yeah, that was the first time me meeting him. It's funny. The other day he messaged me and he said he will come to my fight, and he was asking me if I need anything. And and I say I'm good, and like it's gonna be good because obviously he fought like just 10 days before, and it was good for him, like good win, big opponent, and just to have him coming here. I was gonna say in 2020 he was in UFC, and when he messaged me, I was looking through the other messages that we had before, and I remember like when he won, I was sharing his win. I was like, I've been a fan of this guy like in 2020. That's crazy. Like I'm glad he can see that. You know, like it's just like seeing him. He was Moroccan in America and like doing this in UFC. That's exactly what I wanted to do as well. Like I was thinking, all right, this is gonna happen. I was still in Morocco then. I moved to Australia in 2022. But since then, like I was always, all right, this is the dream. We just gotta keep following, and I can't, when you come from somewhere where like no one have done it from there, they always say to you, oh, you can't do this from here. Like it's gonna be hard, like I've heard so much about this, like just, oh no, like just you gotta find a job, you gotta go to university and these things. I've subscribed to university at the start of the year. I've never been there. For 2 years, I've been doing this. I go the first day and I pay and I subscribe and I do all these things, but I've never go. I just train, jiu-jitsu, do some pad work. I go with my friends to the forest and just spar for like an hour. That was like just keeping my dream real. And then moving to Australia in 2022 at the end, I find Lions Den, and it was just like the perfect place. I don't imagine another place that I would be doing this. Like I've been getting all these things like just worked magically perfectly. My coach just believed in me, and like I remember a couple of days in the gym, he just asked me, "Oh, what you want to do? You want to do MMA? Okay, I'll get you a fight." And it just been like that since the start. He believed me. He got me. Even I don't have that many year experience. Go to pro, won my first debut in 2 weeks' notice. Like it's just you really need someone to really believe in you to like let you do these things, because to find a fight is hard, especially in Australia, like especially for me because I was Moroccan, coming from Morocco, and everyone's thinking, oh, I have this crazy kickboxing. I've never even have a professional kickboxing fight, and it was hard to get fights, so I had to take short notice fights. But yeah, like we trained hard, we just worked for this, and we knew we had the plan. The start of this year, I was 3-0. All right, and we were like, all right, this year we're gonna get 3 more wins, and we're gonna make it to the Contender Series, and here we are now.
That's awesome, man. Thank you so much for sharing that, because if somebody's telling you to get a job, go to a university. Well, now you have a job for UFC.
This is my job. That was
this is your university, man.
There's no one can pass that interview. That's like this is the hardest job interview ever. And people just like, oh, you gotta work. And I've worked. I actually did jobs. I've worked in construction. I've worked in the kitchen, like as a chef. I did food delivery. I've worked some hard jobs, but I always knew, all right, I'm gonna do this, and I know I hate this now, but I'm just gonna do it. And I know I'm gonna train, like doing this at the same time as like fighting. It was some crazy thing. I remember like waking up in the morning, 4 a.m., like my legs numb, like I can't even walk, like my knees. It was some crazy last year and the year before. It was like, but I knew 2 years better than doing this for 20 years or the rest of my life. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna push hard and just keep my thoughts in my head and listen to only like loyal people that want to see me like at best. Like, you know what I mean? Like you just can't. I don't have that many friends that just comes and be like, oh, you should do this, you should do that. Like I have my teammates, and that's it. Like boys in the gym, that's the only people I have. Like just sport people, like, and people with dream like me.
Love it, man. Congratulations on that. So
Thank
excited
you.
to see you and Yusuf be pioneers of Morocco MMA, and how much better to have done it with this Rocky Balboa type of fight. Well done, sir.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.